afternoon. My name is Terri Hancharick, and I chair the Governor's Advisory Council for Exceptional Citizens. Every year, the State Council for Persons with Disabilities chooses a person who spends their time tirelessly working in the disability field. The woman selected this year had no intention of working in the field of disabilities. 10 years ago, her world was turned upside down. Her son, Aaron, was in a horrific accident. Instead of curling up and waiting for someone to put their lives back together, she set forth to make her son's life the best he could have. In doing so, she's made a difference in the lives of thousands of people with disabilities in Delaware. Because of her experiences, Ann wrote Connecting the Dots, a how-to for families on navigating the healthcare system. 3 years ago, Ann started a family-to-family healthcare information center in Delaware. We were one of the few states who did not have a family-to-family organization. Because of her work and the connection she has made, families like mine have someone to talk to that they can trust and who will find the answers for them. She's never afraid of a challenge. Ann has a great sense of humor. As one of our mutual friends once said, living in the disability world we live in, sometimes you just gotta laugh. And Ann does that. If you were to ask Ann what her greatest achievement in life was, I'm sure she would say her sons. This year, the Custie Award goes to my friend, Richard and Aaron's mom, Ann Phillips.
For this award, thank you. I feel both honored and humbled by this. Thank you, Terri, for the lovely words. As I look around the room from Terri and so many of you here today, I am receiving this award because of your help and your guidance in sharing your knowledge, and there are many of you that I consider my mentor, my guides to advocacy. 10 years ago, the last thing I would ever have thought of myself was as an advocate. As I've thought back to when and how it actually began for me, it isn't that simple, or was it one defining moment? It's been a journey. When my son was 18, he had what many would refer to as a typical life. And with that typical life, he had dreams. Dreams that as a parent, I wanted to see them realized for him, whether it be work in his career, education to college, a home of his own one day. His grades were not exceptional. His motivation was lacking. And as a parent, I worried for him that he might be wasting some of the many opportunities that were available to him. And there were many opportunities. And then in an instant, with a single car crash, his dreams went away. Not by him, not by me, and not by the rest of our family. But somehow, for some reason, I soon was to discover his dreams, his opportunities, and his rights changed because of a label of disability. As a mom, I would not tell my son not to pursue his dreams. How dare anyone else? No one came out and said those words, but we were made to feel that they were unrealistic. But I wasn't able to think about his dreams right away. I needed to figure out the basics. That first year, I learned so much. I learned I knew nothing. I spent the first year searching for what he needs, basic needs. I thought in this day and age, all I had to do was make a call, explain what happened, and I wouldn't need to do anything else. Have you ever lived in a community where the welcome wagon comes to your door soon after you moved into a new home? They tell you what you need to know about your new community, what services are available. Well, I was looking for that welcome wagon to answer my questions and welcome me. Not only didn't I meet the welcome wagon, I soon felt incredibly scared, stupid, and isolated. I tried so hard to get answers, find out what I needed for my son, the very basic needs. And the more I tried, the more I realized how much I didn't know. Fortunately for me, I somehow stumbled upon partners in policymaking. Though I didn't know it just yet, it was an important step in my journey in advocacy. There I found other parents with similar experiences, many whose children were either born with a special health care need and disability, or they were diagnosed in the first few years of their life. But they were as equally frustrated and isolated as I was. Connecting the dots was an idea from this group. It was just an idea until some of you in this room that I've met along the way encouraged me to see this through. My first of many rewarding and productive collaborations with so many of you here. Pat Michael, Al Rose, people from CDS, Michael Gamble McCormick, who was director at the time, Tracy Mann, who in fact I actually met Tracy here at this luncheon many years ago, and I was introduced by Michael and he said, Ann has an idea and I think Tracy can help you and we're going to make sure you can get to see it through. And it did, with many of your help. State Council for Persons with Disabilities was the first of the many councils and committees that I've joined. I was positive I had nothing to bring to the table amongst all the professionals there. But I was welcomed and mentored by Kyle Hodges and Brian and Rita Landgraf, Denise and Jamie, many, many people. My perspective as a family member, it was respected and sought once I got up the nerve to speak. I am not unique. There are many other families in my shoes. Many of us don't see ourselves as advocates, but we are. Families that call into the Family to Family Health Center sound exactly like I did, or like the other parent advocates that work there, like Michelle Lamers. And they're asking the same questions that we did, and many of them, after discovering they aren't alone, in their quest for services, feel empowered with the knowledge and the skills, and they want to share it with other families. I have met many of you along the way, dedicated to what you do and willing to share what you know. I learned that the family perspective, the family voice, is needed at every table where decisions are made concerning our children and families. If we parents want to see the changes that affect our children and their dreams, we need to be at the table to ensure our voices are heard and our families' needs are met. With the combination of the experience and knowledge of the policymakers and our knowledge and perspective of experiencing these policies, every day we can make positive change, effective change together. The support you give and continue to give has been my education and encouragement as you share your knowledge and expertise and embrace and encourage the family perspective. I thank all of you for sharing your knowledge and answering my questions. Lots of questions. Your devotion to the disability community is a constant source of inspiration to me. We can all make a difference, and it's easier and more effective when we do it together with many voices and always with the voice of the family. I am able to do this work because I have always had the support of my children, my husband, who is not, they don't just support what I do, but they encourage me to share what I've learned with other families. And my journey is because of Aaron. Without a doubt, my inspiration. Everything he sets out to do, he does with the expectation of a positive outcome. Starts and finishes every day of his life with a positive can-do attitude. He demonstrates every day that nothing is impossible and that we must all follow our dreams. I know he makes my dreams as a mom come true every day. From the bottom of my heart, I thank all of you for honoring me with this award.